Hey creative entrepreneurs! Let's start with a quick show of hands. Who here has ever gotten a text from a client at 11 p.m. asking for just one tiny change? Or maybe you've had a client who thinks unlimited revisions means they can redesign your design 47 times because they had a dream about purple butterflies. If you're nodding along, this video is for you. Today we're talking about the art of setting boundaries without scaring away every client you've ever had. Because here's the plot twist nobody tells you. Good boundaries don't lose you clients. They lose you the wrong clients and attract the right ones. Stick around because we're about to flip everything you think you know about client relationships upside down. Let's be honest about the elephant in the room. When someone says, set boundaries with clients, your brain probably goes straight to, but what if they hate me? What if they leave? What if I never get another client again and I have to move back in with my parents and explain why my art degree didn't work out? I get it. The fear is real. Most creative entrepreneurs operate under what I like to call the golden retriever business model. We're so eager to please that we'll roll over and play dead if a client even hints at being unhappy. But here's what happened to Alex, a freelance graphic designer who learned this lesson the hard way. Alex used to be available 24/7. Weekends, holidays, during family dinners, if a client called, Alex answered. Alex thought this made them the best freelancer ever. Instead, Alex became the most exhausted, resentful, and ironically, least productive freelancer ever. The worst part? The clients weren't even happier. They were stressed too, because if Alex was working at midnight, they felt like they should be responding at midnight. It was a burnout spiral disguised as customer service. Here's the counterintuitive truth that changed Alex's entire business. Boundaries don't repel good clients. They attract them like a magnet. Let me tell you about what happened when Alex finally decided to set some ground rules. The Great Boundary Experiment. Alex started with something simple. No more work emails after 6 p.m. or on weekends. The first week felt terrifying. What if someone has an emergency? Alex worried. Here's what actually happened. Week 1. One client sent an urgent email at 9 p.m. Alex didn't respond until 9 a.m. the next day. The client's response? Thanks for getting back to me so quickly. Turns out the emergency was asking if they could change the font from Helvetica to Arial. Not exactly life or death stuff. Week 2. Alex started ending work calls at exactly the scheduled time instead of letting them drag on for an extra 30 minutes. Clients started showing up more prepared and focused. Week 3. Alex implemented a revision round system instead of endless back and forth changes. Suddenly, clients were thinking more carefully about their feedback instead of treating Alex like a human etch-a-sketch. The results were wild. Within a month, Alex noticed something amazing happening. 1. Better quality clients. New inquiries started coming from more organized professional businesses. 2. Higher rates. Clients stopped questioning Alex's pricing because boundaries signaled expertise. 3. Smoother projects. With clear expectations, everything ran more efficiently. 4. Happier clients. They knew what to expect and when to expect it. Think about it. When you go to a doctor, do you want one who's available 24/7 and will let you call all the shots? Or do you want one with set office hours, clear procedures, and professional boundaries? The second one, right? Because boundaries signal competence and professionalism. When you have no boundaries, clients unconsciously think, if they don't value their own time, maybe their work isn't that valuable either. When you have clear, kind boundaries, clients think, this person is professional and knows what they're doing. I can trust them with my project. Alex learned that boundaries aren't walls to keep people out. They're guardrails that keep everyone safe and make the journey smoother. Now let's talk about how to actually set these boundaries without sounding like a corporate robot or, worse, a cranky person who hates their clients. Meet Jamie, a freelance copywriter who used to be terrible at boundary conversations. Jamie would either be too wishy-washy, maybe we could possibly try to keep calls to an hour, or accidentally sound like a drill sergeant. No calls after 5 p.m. Ever. Neither approach worked great. Here are the scripts that transformed Jamie's client relationships. The boundary introduction script. I'm excited to work together. To make sure this project runs smoothly, I want to share how I work best. I'm available for calls and emails Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. This helps me give you my full attention during our work time and deliver my best work. Notice what Jamie did there? Framed boundaries as a benefit to the client, not a restriction. The revision boundary script. Great feedback. I include 3 rounds of revisions with every project, which covers 99% of what most clients need. This system helps keep projects on timeline and budget. If we need additional revisions beyond that, I'm happy to discuss options. The timeline boundary script. I typically need 2 to 3 business days to review materials and provide feedback. This gives me time to really think through your project instead of rushing. If you have a genuine rush project, I offer expedited turnaround for an additional fee. The emergency contact script. For true emergencies, like your website is down during a product launch, you can text me at. I consider an emergency to be something that's costing you money every hour. For everything else, email works great and I'll get back to you within 24 hours. The meeting boundary script. I keep meetings to 30 minutes so we stay focused and respect everyone's time. I'll send an agenda beforehand so we make the most of our time together. Notice the pattern in all of these scripts. 1. Acknowledge the situation. Great feedback. 2. Explain your boundary. I include 3 rounds of revisions. 3. Frame it as a benefit. This helps keep projects on timeline and budget. 4. Offer an alternative if needed. I'm happy to discuss options. Within 2 months of using these scripts, Jamie's client relationships improved dramatically. Projects ran smoother, clients were more respectful of time, and Jamie felt more confident and professional. The key? Jamie delivered these boundaries with warmth and confidence, not defensiveness or apology. Pro tip: practice these scripts out loud, seriously. The difference between knowing what to say and being able to say it smoothly in the moment is huge. Okay, but what about those clients who hear your boundaries and think, challenge accepted? Let me tell you about Sam, a web developer who thought setting boundaries would solve all problems. Then Sam met the boundary ninja, a client who could find a loophole in every rule. I know you don't work weekends, but this is technically Monday at 12:01 a.m. It's not really 4 revisions if I call them small tweaks. I know you said the project was done, but my cousin looked at it and had some ideas. Sam's battle-tested strategies. Strategy 1. The broken record technique. When a client keeps pushing, Sam learned to repeat the boundary calmly and consistently. Client. But it's just a tiny change. Sam. I understand it seems small. As I mentioned, additional revisions are X dollars per hour, and I'm happy to discuss that option. Client. Come on, it'll take you 5 minutes. Sam. I hear you. Additional revisions are per hour, and I'm happy to discuss that option. Strategy 2. The redirect. Instead of arguing about why the boundary exists, redirect to solutions. I see you need this change. Here are your options. We can do it as an additional revision for X, or we can note it for the next phase of the project. 3. The documentation trail. Sam started following up every conversation with an email, just confirming our call. You'd like to add 3 new pages to the website. As discussed, this falls outside the original scope, so I'll send over a proposal for the additional work. This eliminated the "but you said" conversations entirely. Strategy 4. The boundary reinforcement. When clients respect boundaries, Sam made sure to acknowledge it. Thanks for sending all the materials on time. It really helps me deliver quality work on schedule. The 3 types of boundary pushers. The tester. Pushes once to see what happens, then respects boundaries. Handle with calm consistency. The forgetter. Genuinely forgets boundaries but isn't malicious. Handle with gentle reminders and documentation. The steamroller. believes rules don't apply to them, handle with firm consistency and consequences. Sam's breakthrough moment. One day, the boundary ninja said, "Fine, I'll find someone else who actually cares about their clients." Sam's old self would have panicked and caved. New Sam said, "I understand this isn't the right fit. I'd be happy to recommend some other developers." The client didn't leave. They apologized and started respecting boundaries. Sometimes people push until they hit a wall, and once they know the wall is solid, they stop pushing. The reality check. Some clients will leave when you set boundaries. Good. These are the clients who would have made your life miserable anyway. You're not losing clients. You're filtering for the right ones. Now for the topic everyone whispers about but nobody wants to discuss publicly, firing clients. Let's talk about Morgan, a freelance photographer who learned that sometimes the best business decision is knowing when to walk away. Morgan developed a system for identifying when a client relationship had crossed the point of no return. They consistently disrespect boundaries after multiple conversations. They're abusive to you or your team. This is non-negotiable. The project scope has changed so much it's unrecognizable. They refuse to pay or constantly dispute charges. Working with them affects your mental health or other client work. They demand illegal or unethical work. Morgan's 3-strike system. Strike 1. Clear conversation about boundaries and expectations. Strike 2. Written documentation of issues and consequences. Strike 3. Professional exit strategy. The graceful exit scripts. For boundary issues. After reviewing our recent interactions, I don't think we're the right fit for each other. I want to make sure you have everything you need for a smooth transition. I can recommend some other professionals who might be a better match for your working style. For scope creep. This project has evolved significantly from our original agreement. Rather than continue with mismatched expectations, I think it would be better for both of us to wrap up what we've completed and help you find someone better suited for the expanded scope. For payment issues. Due to the ongoing payment concerns, I won't be able to continue work on your project. Once the outstanding balance is resolved, I'd be happy to deliver all completed work and discuss transition options. For abusive behavior. I don't tolerate disrespectful communication in my business relationships. This project will conclude immediately. I'll deliver the completed work within X days. Morgan's exit strategy checklist. 1. Document everything. Save all emails, messages, contracts. 2. Complete any paid work. Don't give them ammunition. 3. Deliver final files. Be the professional one. 4. Send a final invoice for any outstanding work. 5. Provide a brief transition note, if relevant. 6. Block future communication after final business is complete. The aha moment. Morgan discovered something amazing after firing the first difficult client. The other clients started treating Morgan better. Word gets around in industries, and when people know you have standards, they rise to meet them. Morgan's new screening process. After a few firing experiences, Morgan developed a better client screening process. Discovery calls that went both ways. Morgan interviewed them too. Clear contracts with termination clauses for both parties. Red flag recognition. Demanding free work. Being rude to assistants. Unrealistic timelines. Reference checks. Asking previous vendors about their experience. The financial reality. Yes. Firing clients costs money in the short term. But Morgan calculated that difficult clients were actually costing more money in time spent on damage control, energy drain affecting other projects, mental health impacts, reputation risks from poor work quality due to stress. The liberation. Morgan's business transformed after learning to fire clients gracefully. Project quality improved. Client relationships became more respectful and referrals increased because happy clients recommend organized professional service providers. The universal truth. You can't save every client relationship. Some people aren't ready for professional boundaries, and that's not your problem to solve. Setting boundaries isn't mean, It's kind. It's kind to your clients because they know what to expect. It's kind to your family because you're present when you're with them. It's kind to your future self because you're building a sustainable business. Your boundary action plan. This week, I want you to choose one boundary to implement. Option 1, set work hours and communicate them to current clients. Option 2, create a revision policy for your projects. Option 3, write your first graceful no script for scope creep. Start small. Master one boundary before adding another. Remember the stories we heard today. Alex discovered that boundaries attract better clients. Jamie learned that how you communicate boundaries matters more than what they are. Sam realized that boundary pushers usually back down when met with consistency. Morgan found that firing bad clients makes room for great ones. The bottom line, your creativity is valuable, your time is valuable, your expertise is valuable. Don't let anyone, including yourself, convince you otherwise. Boundaries aren't about being difficult, they're about being professional, sustainable, and ultimately more helpful to the clients who deserve your best work. What boundary will you set this week? And if this video helped you rethink client relationships, smash that like button and subscribe for more real talk about creative business. Until next time, remember, good boundaries make good business relationships. Check out the Empower Art podcast for more content like this, and we'll see you here again in the next one.